Hi there, business owner. Are you looking to improve your business knowledge? Do you want to see behind the scenes of successful businesses? And more importantly, are you looking to build a better business in just 15 minutes each week? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the 3Bs podcast. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast, your go-to weekly resource to help you build a better business. As always, I'm your host Stephanie, and today's episode we're exploring forgotten marketing techniques that can really give your business that competitive edge and that little boost. So in this digital age, as technology is getting more and more advanced, it's so easy to forget and overlook traditional and unconventional marketing methods that still really are beneficial to some businesses. As always, not every marketing type will work for every business, but it's definitely worth having a listen to this week's episode and seeing if there's something in there that you've forgotten that if you could pull off successfully would give you a competitive edge to the rest of your competition. So we'll be sharing a few techniques along with some real world examples of business types where they work really well. So let's get into it. So the first technique I want to talk about is the art of a handwritten note or letter. And I know it sounds silly, but it's so easily forgotten. In a world that's becoming so dominated by the technical era, becoming more and more digital, that personal touch of a handwritten note or letter can make a huge difference to some businesses. Not only can it build the relationship with your clients, they can feel more valued, they can feel more worthy, it can help build the trust that they have in you as a company and a brand. And certain businesses really can benefit and thrive from the use of a handwritten note or letter. I remember in my apprenticeship when I was 18, so like 16 years ago, my job was to handwrite the name and address on all the mailers that went out business to business, because the percentage of a handwritten letter being opened as opposed to one being printed when it was marketing was much higher. So even back then, handwriting your envelopes gave you a much higher open rate for your marketing and advertising. That still counts today. And in fact, that handwritten note or that handwritten thank you can really make the world of difference. For example, if you have an estate agency business, real estate is all about relationships and trust. You know, there's so many different estate agencies out there. Some are completely online, but a lot of people want to speak to a real person when they're looking at buying or selling a house. So I think a handwritten note thanking clients, a handwritten letter when people buy using your services, a handwritten note or message of thanks to a landlord who is renting properties through you can leave a real lasting impression. I think follow-up letters to potential clients that have shown interest in a property, handwritten, can make a really big difference as well. Boutique retail stores is another example where I think a handwritten note and letter can be really beneficial, because boutique retailers usually have a higher price point and a smaller client base. You know, I'm not saying if you have 1,000 customers a day that you should be handwriting notes to them all, because that's not practical, and the return on investment of your time probably isn't there. Secondly, community involvement and sponsorship are a really great way to increase your brand visibility, get your name and logo seen out there, but also build trust and goodwill with your local area. So if your client base is made up of local people, local businesses, then these community involvement and sponsorships can be a really good way to market and advertise your business. And often they can have really good tax efficient elements to it as well. So, for example, my daughter's school athletics team don't have a full set of shirts. I think over time they've got lost and not given back. And my daughter was recently chosen to represent the school at an athletics tournament, and all of the children were in different tops because they didn't have a full set of the same. And I said, why have you not asked for sponsorship? I said, why don't you get new ones, or why have you not asked for sponsorship? And they said, we just don't have the funding. And I said, well, we'll do it. I was like, my practice will sponsor you, absolutely. I said, let me put my logo on the arm. I've got a fantastic person in my network who I know can get them manufactured for us at a good price. They're a client of mine already. And that logo is then going to be on the arm when these children go for the next however many years to the athletics festivals and the football tournaments, and not just the in school, but out of school. So the whole of Kent, there's going to be parents that own businesses. Actually, a lot of our ideal clients are parent-owned businesses because we understand the lack of time they have and the juggle they have with being a parent and your childcare responsibilities alongside running a business. That's why a lot of clients come to work with us. So for us as a business, it's a no-brainer, but I don't think many business owners think the same way. So whether it's the local football team, whether it's the local athletics team, if there is a local village fair, you could donate a raffle prize. And it doesn't always have to be a financial investment. It can be a time investment that can help marketing. So you could donate your time for an educational program or a workshop. If you are a service provider who provides sports coaching, then you could be able to offer a free session to a school in exchange for your details being put in the school newsletter. If you are a health and wellness therapist or in that sector, you could see what health fairs are coming up. You could see what health and fitness events are coming up. Is there a marathon in your local area that you could sponsor in exchange for a logo or access to send an email to their email newsletter list that you could send to them and they could send on to get your name out there and to raise that brand visibility? I know that by sponsoring my children school, I mean, they've only got 2 years left now, so those logos are going to be on their shirts long after the children have gone, and there will always be business owning parents that are doing the juggle, taking their children to these events or going to the sports days and being like, oh, next time I need an accountant, and they Google accountants in the local area, they'll see our logo for the practice and they'll be like, oh yeah, I recognise that logo, that was on the school tops, we'll get in touch. That is how these things work. So it's not always an instant ROI, return on investment, but it is something worth looking at if you've not thought about it, because a lot of people are not thinking about it. So it can give you that real competitive edge when you're looking to build your business. And thirdly, referral programs are a fantastic marketing method that are so often forgotten about by businesses. So referral programs can be really effective to leverage your existing customer base, because actually those clients have already experienced the customer journey. They've already purchased a product or service from you. They already know how good you are. So what better way to increase your client and customer base than to get them to market for you? So businesses that are service-based, these work really well for, but they also work well for product-based businesses. Referral programs can be something as simple as a free service or a discount. It can be a gift. You can provide tiered incentives. So it could be that if they refer 5 clients, they get X. If they refer 10 clients, they get Y. They can be personalized referral cards with QR codes that customers could hand out that you can then track where they've come from. That works really well if you're in the B2B or business to business market. So, for example, in the practice, we have a referral program that if a client comes to us referred from an existing client, the existing client gets a discount on their monthly fee. because we're making more money and building a business on the new client paying their fee. And as long as the client stays with us, that discount continues. The existing client is happy because they're getting a slightly reduced fee, and the business is happy because we've got an extra client that we can service and we can help them with their business, which is what we're here to do. The personalized referral cards work well when we work with other businesses. So we look after a couple of mortgage advisors and financial advisors who are often at other networking business events as well as us. And they can hand out this personalized QR code. When somebody mentions I need an accountant, they go, oh, we've got a really good one. And when they scan that QR code and come to us and book a call in with us, we know which QR code we've given to each client. So we know that's come from Mr. So-and-so, or that it's come from that particular company. And then we can allocate accordingly. Another way that a referral program can be done is stamps. So if you are a therapist, they're quite popular to have genuine loyalty card stamps. Our local cafeteria has a loyalty card where when you buy 10 coffees, when you buy 9 coffees, the 10th coffee is free, and you have a little stamp card. You can do them digitally nowadays as well, but they have an old school paper that you stamp with a stamp, and when you get to 9, you get a free one on the 10th one. When there's 2 of us in the office 5 days a week, it is very easy that we know we're going to get a free one almost every week. But the amount of times I have gone in there and the person behind me has gone, oh, what loyalty card? Like don't even know that they do it. So if you are going to have a referral program, I would advise that you shout about it. Tell people you're doing it. Tell people that your clients can get X, Y, and Z when they refer their friends. If you're business to business, it definitely runs differently to business to consumer. Business to consumer, it's much harder to track who comes from where, or there would be a whole different process to manage all those different referrals. Another way is affiliate schemes. So you pay a percentage of your earnings to your affiliate who would represent you on your behalf. You often see them on social media with influencers where use my code Stephanie10 for 10% off. And what that means is the company knows that that particular influencer has the purchase come because of that one, and then they're going to get an affiliate commission because of that. Yes, you're paying out a commission, but you're also gaining that new customer. So it's still a form of marketing that people often overlook. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. 15 minutes really does fly by. It feels like it gets quicker each week. It really does. So these forgotten marketing techniques, including handwritten notes, community involvement, and referral programs, are just some of the forgotten marketing techniques that can really set your business apart in a crowded marketplace when you're looking for that competitive edge. So by either introducing or reintroducing these methods, you can create really memorable experiences and build that trust and stronger connections with your audience, which can lead to building a bigger business and more sales. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do subscribe, leave a review, rate and review, share this episode with all your business owner friends, because I really want to help all of us build better businesses together. Join us next week for another 15-minute episode with tips, strategies, and things to help you build and grow your business. Until then, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please connect with us on social media. Like, rate and review wherever you are listening to this podcast so that I can help more business owners build a better business. See you next week.